Warrior Grace here. I wanted to give a quick word of encouragement in this season for those that find themselves in where they understand the place of promise and they've seen the Lord fulfill promises to you. And maybe you've been in the place of questioning. Is this my promise? Maybe you had your own images built of what it would look like. And you didn't even realize that you did. And so, because of your own ideals, you have not been able to see clearly, truly the land in which you've been given. The enemy comes in like that to pervert the promise, to pervert the blessing. If you cannot see the Messiah in front of you, if you cannot see the land that it is good and flowing with milk and honey, if all you see is your ideals that you can't see, that the ideas that you had, the image that you have, you don't see, so you're seeing lack. Then you're going to just see the lack. You're going to miss the land. You're going to see the giants, and you're going to allow them to speak to you instead of being able to pick up your sword, use your authority, and take the land by force. It's been given to you. The giants that are there will actually be used as your food. But you've got to, it's a pressing in. It's a pouring out of what you thought, of your ideas, of your dream. Because God's ways are so much higher. His plans are so much greater, but you won't be able to see them in truth as long as you're holding on to the faulty, as long as you're holding on to the dust. You cannot take up your wings. You will miss the Messiah standing in front of you, just like they did before, which again, the Lord used as part of the plan because he knew the end from the beginning. So no matter where you find yourself, even in your questionings, God is bigger. He is greater, and you will see in truth. It's a pressing through. It's a pouring out. And yes, you may find yourself in the heat of the fire. You may find yourself in a kiln moment where you're like, well, this is supposed to be the promise. Why does this hurt so bad? Why am I feeling all these things I thought I overcame? But in this place, there's something new being birthed in and through again. This is a new land. It is flowing with milk and honey. Strength for your bones and the sweetness, the peace of who God is, of all that he is and all of his supply. It is there for you. So in this hour, if you're not seeing the promise, if everything is kind of foggy and hazy and you're finding yourself questioning where you are, where Father is, because you're comparing the walk through the wilderness and you're in a new land. You've come through that. That was not to be your home. So those things that were used to sustain you there are no longer. This is the time and the place where everything that he's worked in, you're going to walk out. Where it was a hearing, now it's going to be the doing. The walking out of what he's worked in. This is where you take up those things that he has birthed in you, and it comes forth in action. It comes forth by his Spirit. You learn to speak as he speaks, to move as he moves, to walk as he walks and where he walks. It's no longer about us. It's no longer about what we thought it to be. Oh, there's greater when you forget about me. It's not about us. It's about kingdom come. And he has double for your trouble, double honor for your shame. This is where you've taken up your new name. This is where you're going to walk out in sonship. This is where you're going to speak by faith and not by sight. O bride, awaken, arise. You're here for such a time as this. So do not be discouraged. Don't listen to the thoughts that are contrary to what Jesus has won for you. They are lies. The enemy is a liar and a thief. Those are the giants that's come to mock you, so you cannot see your land, so that you forfeit, so that you run in fear, so that it's perverted when you complain and when your mouth is used to prophesy against the very blessing God has sent. Be silent in this hour until the Spirit of God, you're out of the way and He is speaking through. Don't speak according to your flesh and call it forth according to your ideals. If you are in pain and you are hurting and you need to let some stuff go, go into the secret place and say, Father, this is how I'm feeling. This is what it looks like to me. In that place, you're being used to prophesy against it. In that place, you're pouring out as David knew to do from relationship. In that place, then you can be filled with His truth as you let go of all that you're feeling, all that you're believing. He will pour in His truth. So it is safe to go to Him because He already knows how you feel and how it looks to you. So run to Him and then come back and speak as you've heard Him speak to you. Speak according to what He promised, though your eyes may be slow to see it. These are not the dictators. Your feels are not the dictators of what is. This is a walk of faith. This is of calling of those things that are not as though they were. This is speaking as He taught you to speak. When everything was dark and void, He said, let there be. What you say, what you speak as you're made in His image and likeness over your life is what you will eat from. Choose ye this day blessings instead of curses. Guard your tongue, for it is the rudder of the ship that is going to dictate where you go. And wherever you are, know that He is there and He will never leave you or forsake you. And there's nothing wasted, nothing He can't do. But you have a choice today to choose. And as you speak life, you too will see it come forth before you. Take up your land. Take up the promise and faith this day. Your love.